Hi there, welcome to the Old Guy Rules. I'm Eddie Hastings.
And I'm Hollie Bourne.
And if this is your first time, don't forget to subscribe, hit your notifications, press the like and share us with your friends. Now, in 2019, we were fortunate. We had a holiday booked. We went to Florida and we went cruising on the Bahamas. And then what happened?
And then COVID happened.
COVID happened. We got locked down. So thankfully for us, we managed to get a break before everyone was locked down. And this series of films is a trek through Florida and also on the Bahamas. And the cruise ship. And the cruise ship. And that's what this particular episode is about. So come and take a look at the Carnival Liberty, which is a fantastic ship. And this is the ship that we went through to Nassau and Freeport on. So here we are at Port Canaveral.
Yep, ready to board our ship.
And that's it, in the distance. And that's quite a way away, isn't it?
It is quite a way away.
It's deceptive how big the ship is.
Yeah, because we had a hire car, so we dropped the hire car off at the collection point, and then they do a shuttle service to take you to the actual terminal.
I'll tell you what, incredibly clean, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was all very smooth as well, no problems.
And I know you were there with a lot of people, but it didn't feel too bad, did it?
No, it didn't.
It was kind of alright. And big, it's incredibly big. It's huge. It was kind of strange, all these people that we see here. We never saw any of them.
Well, I'm sure we did.
I'm sure we did, but it was like, we never saw any of them on board ship. I mean, you couldn't pick one person out of there and say that you saw them on board ship.
No, that's true.
It was just so incredibly big.
And they were mainly Americans, weren't they? I think we bumped into about 4 British people.
Yeah, not many.
The whole time we were on there.
Yeah, it was great. But all the way through, it was just like an airport. Well, it was like an airport.
It was like an airport, yeah.
But don't forget, this was our first time. We'd never been on a cruise before.
So we had no idea what to expect.
And we had no idea where we were going either.
No, we didn't really, did we?
We were just following the mob, shepherding our way through.
Yeah.
You can actually see how big the place is from up here. This is after a lot of people had already got on the ship.
Yeah, we checked in here, and that part there was where you put your credit card details in for the on-board use, I guess.
Yeah, this was the first glimpse we had of the ship, but it was all corridors. But they were so clean, the carpets were freshly hoovered and it smelt nice. And this was the first time we saw the ship.
Yeah.
And I've got to tell you, it's immense, isn't it?
It's huge.
Absolutely huge.
And on the scale of things, it wasn't a massive cruise ship, but it was huge.
Well, you say it wasn't a massive cruise ship. Being our first experience, it was like, well, it was wondrous, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was great.
It was. I'm not sure how many cabins are on board.
No. We'll have to have a look.
Yeah.
We'll see if we can put some links to websites in the description box below. It was what was it called? The Carnival Liberty. It was just great. And all of these walkways, they're purpose built for the ports, obviously. But you don't see the outside at all. You're just enclosed in the walkways. And you just walk through. You can see there's a little bit of a queue, but with the amount of people there's going to be, isn't there?
Yeah.
Look at the size.
I would imagine there was a good 2,000 to 3,000 people boarding that ship.
Yeah, plus all the staff that were on there.
Staff, yeah.
The staff were great, though, weren't they?
They were brilliant.
The staff were absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, they couldn't do enough.
There's other ships in the background, obviously. It takes about, when you arrive at the port to when you get on board ship, how long would you think it takes?
For a couple of hours, maybe.
Couple of hours?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a fast process. But then everyone's got to find the rooms and everything.
And then you don't really get to go in your cabin straight away. Because they're all still getting ready from the last lot of people that got off. So they take your luggage though, so all you get on with is a bit of hand luggage. So we haven't got to worry about carting suitcases around.
And this was our first look inside the ship. And Well, it was the Christmas period, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was,
the
yeah.
run up to Christmas, and everywhere was decked out with trees and
Lights.
And the sheer scale of the ship. If you've never been on a ship before, the scale of it is enormous, isn't it?
It is. I think there was 12 decks
12.
at least. Yeah, maybe more.
I mean, as soon as you got on, there was people entertaining, and it was just an amazing atmosphere. This is one of the lifts. This is. It's not going to go all the way up, but everywhere is so clean. It's a bit dated, I think. The decor. I mean, it's not like a modern sort of decor.
No.
I mean, there's all black wrought iron everywhere. It was something you'd find in the 80s, I suppose. The 90s.
Probably. I don't know when it was built.
But the ship's in incredible condition, isn't it?
It is.
I don't actually know how old the ship is.
I don't know how old the ship is.
So we went out on deck, and there was a nice breeze. It wasn't cold, considering the time of year. I mean, it was December. It wasn't cold.
It was like the middle of December, wasn't it?
Middle of December, yeah. Jacuzzis on board. We never went in. Oh, we did.
We did.
Yeah.
We used the jacuzzi. We went to the spa, the adult-only spa bit, didn't we, one day?
We made sure there were no kids splashing around.
We left Jack in the cabin watching telly. He was quite happy.
That's the cinema screen.
Yeah.
That you get to lie on one of the sunbeds of a night time and watch.
We watched. What did we watch? What was it called?
But the views from
the views are astounding.
I mean, in the distance there, you can see NASA.
Yeah, you can see NASA there.
And we'll be covering NASA in another film. But it was just truly astounding.
Well, I can't remember. Yesterday, the film we watched, wasn't it?
Was it? Oh, yes. Yeah. It was that Beatles thing,
The Beatles
wasn't
one,
it?
yeah.
Yeah, superb. But the ship itself is so incredibly well thought out that there's nothing on this ship that you could wish for more.
No, there was lots of restaurants.
Yeah. And some of them were open 24 hours.
The pizza one was open 24 hours.
Yeah, incredible. And even as we just got on board ship, there was people starting to party almost instantly on arrival.
Yeah, they were, weren't they?
We had to do our safety talk, where they showed us what we could and couldn't do from safety aspects. And as soon as that took about 20 minutes.
Yeah, it did, yeah.
And as soon as that was over, we were off. We were away from the quayside, and we were going to spend, how long was it?
4 nights.
4 nights.
Yeah.
On our way to the Bahamas. Now we're not going to cover the Bahamas in this film. This is purely and simply about the cruise and the ship.
Yeah, they make a big deal of the sailor aid party, don't they? Which I think they do on most cruises.
I mean, all of these people that you can see here, it didn't feel crowded, did it?
No.
Not at all. Maybe at meal times it was a little bit crowded, but it was great to stand on board deck, on top deck, and just watching the sun setting as we got ourselves out. Yeah, absolutely superb it was. And it was a nice feeling, wasn't it? It was just like the middle of the ocean, you on the ships.
Yeah.
This was our room. We were in lower quarters, and when I say lower quarters, we were in the bells of the ship.
Yeah, we were probably below the water level.
But the rooms are nice. Although it looks claustrophobic, it really wasn't, was it?
No, it didn't, and it did the job. It was what it was.
Well, we were going to spend most of our time on the walking around the ship, so.
And we knew what we'd booked, so we weren't we weren't disappointed, were we?
No, I mean it was well appointed. Couple of wardrobes, couple of beds,
plenty of room,
somewhere to make a cup of tea. Nice, extremely clean bathroom, which had everything you needed, like shampoo, conditioner, soap, all the towels that you could shake a stick at. I mean, I don't think they forgot anything, did they?
No,
really?
I don't think they did, and they were well maintained.
Yeah.
Every day as well while we were there.
Oh yeah, there was always people in cleaning when we weren't. This is one of the typical corridors, and I have to say, they're a bit like a maze, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. Because you can go around certain parts of the ship, but you can only go to different parts of different decks from certain areas.
Yeah, and if you get in the wrong corridor,
if you're the wrong end,
it's very easy to lose your room, isn't it?
Jack found his way quite well.
Oh, Jack was an expert. You can see what I mean about the decor being a little bit dated with the with the scroll work. This is where we were, right in the middle, right on the bottom. So we didn't have a port, and it was a full ship because we did ask for an upgrade.
Yeah, we did.
And they hadn't got the capacity to let us move rooms. This is exactly what I'm talking about. It is, some of the decor's a bit dated, but you know, it's nicely done. It's very tasteful. Everywhere you look, there's a different showroom or a different bar or a different club. This was the disco room,
I think this was the karaoke bar.
Yeah, the karaoke bar this was, yeah. I mean,
or was it the comedy club? I can't remember.
No, that's the karaoke bar, that is. And
which had to be done, of course.
Yeah, it doesn't matter where you go on this ship, there's always something happening and always something to look at.
Yeah, and every day we got a thing in the cabin telling you what was on, what times they were on. There was various shopping demonstrations, there was quizzes, there was talks about different things in different areas of the ship.
I believe there were cookery classes.
There was all sorts.
There's
always something going on.
You're never short of something to do. And if you look, you can see how clean it is. It's just impeccably clean, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like I say, there's people...
Somebody having a dance there, look.
People dancing. Oh, they're happy to be on board, aren't they? Absolutely. But, you know, there's got to be like, how many thousand people do you think were on there?
I reckon there was at least 2 to 3.
2,000 to 3,000 people on there. But as you can see, we've more or less just got on board. And it's really, it's not claustrophobic at all. You would think 3,000 people would make it claustrophobic. This is one of the private suites, I think.
Yes, it was, wasn't it? Yeah, I don't think that was being used.
This was the comedy club, I think. Is this the comedy club?
Yes.
Yes, it is. They have a comedy club on board, and they have some of the funniest guys I've seen.
Well, the girl we saw was brilliant, wasn't
what was her name?
Jaylin Bishop.
Jaylin Bishop.
And we went, I think we went to her early show, and then she does a late show. And then
she does an adult show, isn't it?
Then you've got the piano bar. We never went in there, did we?
Well, I think we went in once.
Yeah.
But we didn't stay because it was a fabulously interesting bar. Now, this bar's a little bit more Art Deco, isn't it? It's a little bit more modern looking with the decoration. And right in the middle there is where they have the keyboards. And you get people in there just playing the keyboards all night, and people sat round.
And I think people put in requests and pay like tips. To play your favourite song.
This one's the adult bar. This is where there were no children here. This was like cocktails, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And this was at the end of one of the very, very long corridor walkways. I mean, look at this for 70s. It's
that's
like
proper 70s disco.
That's Saturday Night Fever, isn't it?
Where was that? I don't remember.
That was the disco room. It wasn't open when we were on there. Well, it may have been, but we never saw it because we were like early to bed. But it's proper 70s Saturday Night Fever, isn't it?
And this was down near the casino.
Yeah, but during the day and parts of the evening, all of these seats, I'm not going to say they're crowded and taken.
No, there's always seats to be had. And there was entertainment there as well during the day. This
is one place that we tried to steer clear of. I mean, you can do this wherever you go in the world. This is the kids' arcade, and you go in there, the kids are like putting their... Well, actually, they don't put coins in a slot, do they?
No, you buy credit, don't you? And you put your... Everything was done on the
it's like
Carnival. You had like a Carnival card, and it was like a credit card.
Yeah.
And before you got on, you had to give them your credit card details, and everything was billed.
And you had to charge it to your card, didn't you?
Yeah.
But it's a nice little arcade.
And it worked well.
Now, this hallway... and there's one kind of on every deck on either side of the ship. Everywhere you go, there's little eateries and little cafes and things like that. It's nothing's left to chance. It's all completely well did. This is another thing as well. You probably just saw there. Everywhere you go, certain times of the day, there are people to take souvenir photographs. You choose your backdrop and you get a little memento.
Yeah, we just took our own, didn't we? Took our own photos.
Yeah, this is the casino. And I have to say, I'd heard that there were casinos on board ship, But I didn't know they were this well set up. I mean, you've got blackjack and craps and
they were well
things
used as well.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, people were playing these almost the moment we left port. But and it is proper casino. You can win big money, but by the same token, you can lose
a lot as well.
A lot of money. This gives you some sort of an idea.
Yeah, this is like the atrium bar.
It's like in the centre of the ship, isn't it? It's like the main staircase down, and there's an act on. These guys were great. Just 3 violinists, and they did what they had to do.
Yeah, they were really good, weren't they?
Let's have a little listen to them. But they're absolutely brilliant. Well, in fact, all of the acts that were on board ship, they deserve the place there, didn't they?
Yes.
I don't think it's a gig you can get if you're not up to the standard that Carnival require. And there was a lot of entertainment.
There was a lot of entertainment, wasn't there?
I mean, this is just one group of guys. There was a live band, a duo.
There was a brass trio as well.
A brass trio.
There was a guitarist as well.
Yeah.
There was Lucette and Tyler played and sang. They were brilliant.
Yeah, we'll see those a little bit later.
And then there was the production shows as well.
Yeah, the production shows are great. But the whole ship is, I mean, in the background there, you can see the lift mechanisms going up and down. And well, it's just so incredibly big. I mean, you're talking 12 floors. This was the band that was on there, the resident band. And also, they're working with the brass section that you said.
They are, aren't they? Yeah, but they did their own shows as well. Great,
brilliant for dancing. Brilliant entertainers. Let's have a little listen to these. So you can see the standard of entertainment. It was just constant, wasn't it? Constant. There was always something. You could go from one area of the ship, watch one type of act, go to another area of the ship, watch another act, or get involved in a game show or a quiz. It was just totally non-stop entertainment.
They had Trivial Pursuit, didn't they? They had Trivial Pursuit, Yahtzee they played one day.
Yeah, brilliant.
And then nearly every hour or two there was like a general knowledge type quiz or a music quiz.
And what I liked about it was this. There were so many people willing to get involved in what was happening. You wasn't just entertained, you could be part of the entertainment. Yeah. I think what impressed us most was the amount of live music that was on there. It's all well and good having people singing to tracks, but when people are actually playing instruments and singing and really entertaining, it was just so impressive, wasn't it?
The talent was brilliant. Yeah. Back in track in sight.
And as you can see, everywhere has a bar. You're not short of a place to grab a drink, are you?
No.
I'll tell you one thing that and I couldn't quite understand this. In the casino area, because of the way smoking laws are now, you can actually sit and have a cigarette. There were quiet places you could go. This is the library. We didn't see many people in there.
No, I don't think we saw anybody in there.
It's very oldie worldy, isn't it? Yeah, there's the library. And also, I've never seen some well-stocked bars before. I mean, the amount of drinks that were available was absolutely incredible. But I think the one thing that really blew my mind was this.
Yeah, this was phenomenal. This was the concert room.
Well, the theatre.
The theatre, yeah.
It's not a concert, it's a fully fledged theatre. And, well, to say that this is on a ship.
Yeah.
I think if you've never been on a cruise before, but you'd been told that there was a theatre, you wouldn't necessarily believe it would be like this, would you?
I know, you can't believe that is on a ship.
That's in the bow of the ship, isn't it? Right at the pointy end.
It was at the front, yeah.
Yeah. So, but
The
incredible.
pointy end.
Yeah, it is a pointy end. Now, this is one of the restaurants on board ship, and I tell you, it's really quite opulent. It just looks gold.
Yeah, it was very.
Just looks incredible gold, incredibly gold. In fact, wherever you went aboard, it was the architecture. Is it called architecture? The design.
The design, yeah.
It was just so tastefully done everywhere. And like we say, always
Very Hawaiian
something to see. Yes, it is, isn't it? Back on deck during the evening, the pools. They just look lovely, don't they?
Yeah, it got a bit windy on deck, didn't it?
It did, yeah.
Yeah,
Well, not
but then I guess
uncomfortably so.
no. I guess being at sea would do that.
Yeah, and do you know what? It's really quite. There's something nice about walking along the deck when it's completely pitch black away from the ship, and you're kind of isolated in the middle of the sea.
Absolutely nothing around you.
Yeah.
I think there was another cruise ship not far from us, though, doing the same route.
Yeah.
But
And
apart from that, there was nothing around you.
So when you've walked along the rather deserted walkways, you come to this. Now this is like above the theatre on the pointy end of the ship, and this is like the cinema area. And as you can see, it's like bathed in blue light. People sitting and lying on the sun loungers, watching a film, and the sound quality was great, wasn't it?
Brilliant, wasn't it? Really good.
The sound there. I mean, I have no other words for it. I mean, for our first cruise, it was just kind of mind-blowing, wasn't
Yeah, because
it?
we had no idea. We had no idea. People tell you things, but it's like anything. Unless you experience them for yourself, you just don't know.
So you had to get
There's me
yourself.
singing on karaoke.
You had to get yourself involved, didn't
Of
you?
course.
So this is the
Of course.
karaoke room. In fact, for the karaoke room, it's really quite opulent, isn't
It was
it?
very
I mean,
opulent.
it's comfortable seats,
Yeah.
and there was loads of seating. Lots of people singing karaoke. You had to have a go.
Yes.
Of course. It wouldn't have been right and proper if you didn't.
No, it wouldn't.
No. So this is just one of the rooms there. Should we have a listen to you? Just a little.
Go on then, just a little.
The skies above you.
You were looking very gorgeous, darling. You were. But I think
Belting the lungs out there, look.
I think everybody looked nice. I think everybody made an effort.
Everybody made an effort, didn't they?
I mean, you didn't.
And then one night, it was dress-up night, wasn't it?
Oh yeah.
I can't remember what they called it now.
But everybody was supposed to put the best bib and tucker on. And there were some remarkably dressed people
There
around, wasn't there?
was. There was some that didn't bother.
Oh, not many though, really. On the scale of
On the
things.
scale of things,
You're
everybody
talking
looked.
3,000 people. Now, we haven't took any films of the food areas for some reason. But the food on board was, I mean, you could pay to go in the plusher restaurants, couldn't you?
Yeah.
But generally speaking, there was no need, was
No,
there?
generally speaking, we found a deli that we really liked, and we just used the buffet restaurants most of the
I
time.
think
didn't we?
there was cuisine from all over. There was
All over the world, yeah.
Chinese, Indian, Thai. So there was the choice of food was quite incredible.
And the cakes were amazing
The
too.
cakes were brilliant. But what I couldn't get over was the fact that you could go and get what food you wanted when you wanted, and yet there were still people with plates almost piled to the ceiling.
there weren't there? And they didn't need all that food.
No,
but
I
hey,
mean it's not like it's going to run out.
I would imagine a few people got off that ship a good few pounds heavier.
Well, I think I put on a couple of pounds. And I'll tell you what,
A round of
yeah, you
applause
are getting a round of applause. But I'll tell you what I liked. The kids could go and get what they wanted. Ice cream machines were everywhere. So if the kids wanted an ice cream, they just went and got one, didn't they? It was not a big deal. And it was nice ice cream.
Ice cream, yeah.
I had a couple. But generally speaking, around the ship, it's great. This is the casino area. And there's always something. There's always people moving around. There's always something happening. And in this area, you can relax with a drink. And if you're a smoker, have a cigarette, play the machines. It's just unbelievable.
Yeah, it's a good place to sit.
Now you would be this is the side of the building, but it's not. this is the wall where the lifts run up and down constantly all day. Now there's 4 of them going up and down 12 floors. And I just find it incredible that a ship has got lifts that go that high. We went in those a few times,
Oh, a
didn't
good
we?
few times, yeah. But there was other... Oh, there's Lisette and Tyler. They were brilliant, these two. If you're on Facebook, look them up. Lisette and Tyler.
We will put a link in the description to their Facebook page. Well worth watching. And also, during the lockdown period, they've been doing some live stuff.
Yeah, they have, yeah.
From
I've been
home.
watching them, yeah.
And I think they're in Canada, aren't they?
Yes.
The Canadians.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely brilliant. Fabulous singer, incredible guitarist. So let's have a quick listen.
Don't know why I didn't come. I don't know why I didn't come.
And the thing is, they weren't just restricted to the atrium, were they?
No, they did the casino as well, but I accidentally sought them out before we got on board ship. So we kind of made a beeline for them, didn't we?
Yeah, I think they thought you were stalking
They
them.
probably did, yeah.
Probably did, but there you go. Lisette and Tyler, look out underneath, because in the description we will put the link to their Facebook. Now this is the comedy club, and this is one place where you really have to get there early.
You did have to get there early, yeah. It looks quiet. You needed to get there probably about half an hour before the show, maybe,
Yeah.
to get a good seat.
And here we go, back up to the pointy end, and this is exactly what I'm saying. There's so many people on board, just so willing to get involved in what was going on. But I have to say, the cruise director, and I can't remember his name.
Mark Hugh.
Mark Hugh.
Yeah, he was just a bag of energy, wasn't
Oh,
he?
he was. Do you know? I don't think that Carnival Liberty could have had a better cruise director. He was everywhere. He was almost like he was omnipotent. He was everywhere at once, all the time. I've never seen such a hard-working guy. So salute, tip
Yeah,
your tat, and
he was
whatever it is.
excellent.
Now this is one of the nighttime shows in the theatre, and you can just see how truly astounding it is. I think this was one of the
They did 2 shows. They did like a rock one,
yeah.
and they did another one that was like all songs from theatre.
Yeah, I
musical
think this is
theatre.
the rock one.
I think it is.
But it is a truly professional, proper
Yeah.
theatre.
And on the rock show, they were backed by all the live musicians as well from around the ship.
Yeah, brilliant. You could actually have gone anywhere in the West End and turned up in a theatre like this. Another thing is, it's that well laid out that it doesn't matter where you sit in the theatre, you've got a prime view of the stage. So, I mean, you can see the circle there, and you can see the main auditorium. Absolutely astounding. So there you go. That was the ship we was on. It was called
It was the Carnival Liberty.
and it was an astounding ship. And if you get the chance to go on it, just do it.
Who knows when cruises are going to start again?
Well, we don't know, do we?
So we would
But
highly recommend it.
we would. Absolutely brilliant. So once again, thanks for joining us on the Old Guy Rolls. Don't forget to subscribe, like,
And set your notifications.
and share us with your friends.
Yeah.
And we'll see you the next time on the Old Guy Rolls. Bye.
Bye.